Hello everyone, my name is Tian Hateng. I am originally from South Africa, but the last 20 years been living and working in Southeast Asia. I spent 14 years in China and the last 6 years in Vietnam as a ESL teacher and an IELTS instructor.
For the past 4 years, I have been employed by the AMA English Training Center in Tam Kỳ, a small rural city about 1 hour's drive south of Da Nang. Let's look at topic 52 from my speaking book. Um, the topic card says, talk about immigration. You should say what it is, where you would like to go, why you would like to live there. My introduction into this speech is as follows. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope you will find my speech interesting and informative. Immigration means that you leave the country of your birth, move to another country and settle there permanently. I am sure you know somebody who has immigrated. I would like to immigrate to Canada. That is to say that I want to settle there and raise my children there. I feel that I have a better future in Canada. For example, when visiting friends there, I have experienced some of the advantages of living there.
So let's have a look at some useful vocabulary from this introduction.
Emigrate and immigrate are both verbs. To emigrate means to leave your own country and go and live in another country permanently. It's easy to remember. Exit means to go out, and emigrate both start with an E. To immigrate means to enter and settle down and live and work in a foreign country permanently. Again, easy to remember. Remember I, into, immigrate. Into, immigrate both have an I. Let's look at some examples. I am unhappy here in my native country. I want to emigrate to Canada. I want to leave my native country. Youngsters can easily immigrate to Canada. In other words, it's easy for youngsters to get into Canada, immigrate. So let's look at my speech. I'm going to read it to you slowly so that you can get used to listening to English. Please read this speech more than once. It's the best way to improve your English. I know it's boring, but you will see the results if you do this on a regular basis. There are several reasons as for why I would like to immigrate to Canada. Allow me to explain by mentioning 3 of them briefly. First of all, there are more job opportunities in Canada. What I mean to say is that I am a qualified nurse. I find it difficult to get a good job here, and Canada has a shortage of nurses at the moment. Secondly, the economy of Canada is strong. For instance, they have had a high growth rate for many years. It means that the country is developing at a rapid rate, and one is sure of a good future there. Last but not least, there is a low crime rate in Canada. That is to say, you do not need to be afraid when you are living there. Children, women, and the elderly can move around in the towns and cities on their own without being mugged or robbed.
The next step is we will have a look at some vocab from the main body of the speech um, that I have highlighted in the text.
Qualified and certified, both of them are adjectives. It means someone who is officially recognized as being fully trained to perform a particular job. If you have a certificate for something, you are certified. Officially recognized means that everybody knows that you are really have done this training and you have successfully completed the training for a specific job. Examples: he is qualified to be the principal of the school. In other words, he has the qualifications, he has studied something at university, and now he can be the principal. An academic qualification will ensure that you are qualified for the job. To be a lawyer, you have to do some studying at a university, and when you are successful, you will get a degree, which is an academic qualification, and then you can become a lawyer. He is a certified accountant, and she is a qualified nurse. In most countries, if you want to be an accountant, you have to study and get a degree, and then you have to join an organization that the government has set up for accountants, and you will register with that organization. And if you are not registered as a certified accountant, you can't do the job. And in most countries, this is also the case for nurses. Lastly, he has a teacher's certificate and is therefore qualified for the position. Again, in most countries, teachers have to study and then be registered to become a teacher in a school. Growth rate is a noun. The definition: the percentage with which something has become more or sometimes less within a specific time compared to a similar time. For example, the population growth rate in 2020 was 5% compared to 2019. In this case, the growth rate is positive. In other words, there are 5% more people in this country in 2020 than in 2019. In 1994, the growth rate in Vietnam was 6% year on year. Year on year means that we compare something that happened this year to something that happened in the previous year. So in this case, we are comparing 1994 to 1993. And again, this growth rate was positive, so the economy of Vietnam had grown by 6% in 1994 if we compare it to what happened in 1993. I do apologize. In the speech, I highlighted mugged and robbed, but actually I wanted to talk about crime rate. The last reason was that Canada has a low crime rate. So let's look at this noun, the definition. The crime rate is a number, or sometimes it's a percentage, that shows us how much crime there is, or how much crime there was in a specific community, city, or country, any place that you want to talk about the crime rate, how much crime there is. There are different ways to indicate the crime rate. For example, by a number. Um, for, for example, we can say that the number of homicides, homicide is a murder, per year in a city, in a specific city. For example, I can say the rate of murders in New York City is so much per year or per month, depending on what we want to say. Let's look at some types of crime. The first one, petty crime. Petty means small. Things like pickpocketing, somebody takes your phone out of your handbag. Disorderly conduct, it means that you do something stupid in public, in the street. Drunk people are often charged with disorderly conduct. Shoplifting, in other words, you steal something from a shop. And mugging, it means that you violently attack somebody, usually to hurt them or to take some of their possessions. Violent crimes includes things like murder, rape, armed robbery, kidnapping, and arson. Arson means that you make a fire. And then there are white-collar crimes. It's usually crimes in an office or in a business. And there are some difficult words to describe the things that people do in a company. The most common one is fraud. Fraud means that you are dishonest, that you are lying about what is going on in your company, and people often do that because they don't want to pay tax.
And with that, we get to the end of our discussion of this topic in part 2. Now the examiner will move on to speaking part 3. With that, we get to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. And in light of the pandemic, my wish to you and your loved ones are please stay safe.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the icon in your bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much and goodbye.